This video demonstrates adding an Oracle database stored procedure call to a Logic app. We have here our sample Logic app. To add a stored procedure call, we're going to go ahead and click New Step. And for this case, we're going to use the Oracle database connector. You choose that. You will see a variety of actions for which we're going to select the Execute Stored Procedure action. If you've previously done work with Logic apps, it may default to an existing database connection. We're going to, for illustrative purposes, hit Change Connection and do an Add New. And when adding a new connection, you give it a name. You tell it the server on which the database resides. Now, this is an on-premise database server name, so we're going to give it that. Along with, if you click the information button, it'll give you some information on how to enter that information, along with, in this case, the SID of the database we're going to connect to. Basic authentication is selected. We're going to give it the database username with which to connect, along with the password. And then we need to choose a connection gateway, which has been previously established. I'm going to select this one and we'll hit create. It will attempt to then connect to the on-premise database via that database gateway. I'm sorry, on-premises data gateway. Once that's successful, it will bring you into the action where you can configure the name of the stored procedure you want to execute. For this one, we are going to execute a procedure called Logic App File Loader. And then it will read the parameters for that procedure name. We can add a new parameter to it. We want the file name, and then for that, we are going to use the dynamic content of a previous step we added, a create file step, where we created a file with data in it. And to this file name parameter, we're just going to map in the name from the create file step. We can go ahead and save this. And then we can go ahead and execute this Logic app as done via an email trigger. I'm going to go ahead and send that email to myself to trigger this Logic app. That will generate this email to start the Logic app, which will then send an approval email to me. We'll wait for that to come through. That email came through. I'm going to go ahead and approve. We can see that this has completed successfully. And if I go into the run, we'll see that it's executed all the steps. The execute stored procedure gives us information around the inputs and outputs. And if I go to my database, this procedure, Logic App File Loader, was executed, and its purpose is to take the contents of the file that was created earlier on in the Logic App and load it into the Logic App Files table. And if I refresh this table, we'll see that that file was created with the file name and that the contents were added to the database.